Oh, what a lovely day! I mean, night. So Mad Max Fury Road came out last week and everybody loves it. Is it as good as everybody says it is? Yeah, kinda. Before going to see this movie, I watched through the original trilogy. And the first one is sort of very low budget and is not really the one people remember, since it doesn't really feel like an apocalypse has happened. It's sort of like the beginning of it. It's really the second one, The Road Warrior, that people remember. Especially since Mad Max here didn't do well for the first one, and instead was just called The Road Warrior for the second one. And by here, I mean the US. And then the third one isn't quite as good, it's kinda stupid. But Mad Max was known for its gritty look and its practical effects. And thankfully, this movie stays true to that. There is some CG in this, but it's minimal. It's mainly just with one scene that you see in the trailer with the giant tornado thing. I don't think there's a way to do that practically. But everything else, the chases, the explosions, the fire, everything's real. And that's something I really miss from a lot of movies. I usually gauge how engaged I am into the movie and the action by how far I lean towards the screen. And while I was in the theater, I was leaning towards the screen almost the entire time. Because this movie is just really action-packed. We see our introduction with Max, and then our setting, and then we go right to a chase. And then there's a little break in between that, and then it's the chase again. This movie is just constantly going. And I've heard some people saying that Max is sort of a secondary character in this, because Charlize Theron plays the female lead with Furiosa. And she's pretty badass in this, but there's also another badass character with Nux, who is the other male lead. Then we have our villain with, Morgan Joe, who has this, like, big mouth-breathing thing. And I have been seeing people say that Max doesn't talk enough in this, although in the original trilogy, Max didn't really talk that much anyway. This series is mainly meant to show the story visually, and you definitely get that in this. I have to say that the colors are really fantastic. Whoever was the colorist for this movie, good job. You did a really great job. Because I was looking at some of the original footage that they were shooting for the practical effects, and the color definitely wasn't as eye-popping as it is in the movie. And speaking of presentation, the music in this is fantastic. It's part of what kept me on the edge of my seat throughout the movie. There's this one vehicle that has these giant speakers and this guy with a flamethrower guitar. It's just really ridiculous. And by the way, all the vehicles that they have in the movie are actual vehicles they used in the film. There's some behind-the-scenes footage and photos of all that stuff so you can look it up, but it looks fantastic, and I can't believe that all of those things are real. I'd definitely say it's worth going to, and probably worth seeing in IMAX. I didn't see it in IMAX, but I kind of want to now. Though I wish I could see it in IMAX without 3D, because I don't really care about 3D that much. Though then again, I have new glasses now, so maybe I'll be able to see it better. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Mad Max Fury Road. If you saw it, tell me what you thought in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I'd like to give thanks to my patrons this month. Thank you so much for supporting me. It really helps out a lot. And if you'd like to support me, click the annotation for the Patreon link. And if you want more movie reviews, click the playlist. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching.